Hey guys, it's Jenny. Welcome back to the Crafting Bookworm. So, I finally finished the cookbook journals. So, let's do a flip through. Okay, welcome back, you guys. If you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you guys being here. So, yeah, I finished these up yesterday, and I want to do at least a flip through of a thorough flip through of one of them, and we'll just skim through the other one. So, we've got two. They've got about 176 pages each, and there's 4 separate signatures in them. And you can see some of the differences, like different trims, different cover image, different inserts, different ties. We've got this one, Sari Silk. This is the sheer Chanel. But we got the same fabric here. And yeah, the different styles. This is the glue spine. This is the sewn-in spine. Yeah, and I've explained the difference between those with you guys before. So I think we're going to flip through this one, and then we'll just skim through this one. Okay. So here we are. We've got many tabs, and as I've told you before, I put a tab on the beginning of a signature and the middle of each signature, and we've got 4 signatures, so there's 8 tabs instead of 6. And I did kind of this cascading look with them, and people can write on these if they want to write or stick something on there for a specific section, whatever it might be. There's lots of things you can do with those, and of course we've attached charms to each one. Wasn't real happy with the charms. I did order them through Amazon, but some had weird tops and some didn't even have holes at all. So I was really kind of disappointed in the charms, but we got, a few good ones out of it. I also told you there was not going to be a bunch of fancy tags and journal cards in this journal in these journals because they are cooking journals, and I kept recipe cards in mind. Also, I wanted to let you know that both of these journals have been sealed. So if it's in the kitchen and there's a mishap, hopefully the sealing of both of them will keep them from getting stained up and what have you. Okay, so we got 2 different style recipe cards. There's this style, and then I'll show you the other style when we get it, which I didn't really care for as much. And 2 different colors. I did not ink the backs of them, only the fronts. Okay, and as I told you, each one has a thing on here. So this first one is main dishes and hearty meals. You don't have to go by that by any means. You're going to see a lot of tucks and pockets and stuff made from the book pages, which was really, really fun for me. We got a sticker down here, and then a long, long time ago, back in the early 2000s, my husband got a subscription for me for these recipe cards. So you would get like 5 recipe cards each month. Well, then we just let it lapse because we weren't really using them, and I don't even know if you can still get these. They've been sitting there doing nothing, so I thought, what better journal to put these in than in the cookbook journal. So you're going to see lots of these with recipes, with hints and tips. Yeah, so I thought those would be fun to add. You're going to see clusters on every single one of these flips. Clusters or something on the flips. I spent the day yesterday, or the day before, one of them, the day before, making a bunch of these clusters. This one says from the kitchen of. This was made with my snippet roll. Turned out very cute. You're going to see a lot of plain pages like this, and that was because I was keeping cookbook in mind. So great place to write recipes, or you can just journal on it. It doesn't have to be for, writing recipes. I feel like journals need to have places to write because it is a journal. So you're always going to find writing spaces in journals that I make. There's another recipe card. Butterscotch broiled topping. Trying to get this flip through done because my grandson will be here soon. Look at these pages, all this space to write. Amazing. And then back behind here, we've got a couple more recipe cards. They look kind of cute sitting back there behind that. A couple more here. This is the other style. This one doesn't have an ingredients list. So I guess you could divide these down the center, put your ingredients and then your recipe, and then of course you got the whole back to write your recipe. Right here is a belly band, but it folds down, so you can write on this as well. Chicken enchiladas. I'm not going to pull it out because they're not, well, they're easier now, I guess, to pull in and out. Here's one of the recipe pages, as I said before. Polka Art Studio is the kit that I used because it was a large kit, but they didn't have a lot of recipe pages, so I went to Charm Studio. So some of these recipe pages will be from Charm Studio, but both of these shops will be listed down below. This list page right here, you're going to see one of these in each signature because I loved the list, and then on the opposite side is a recipe page. So I really wanted to make sure there was one of these in each, and then of course I wanted the recipe pages in. There's another cluster. It says oatmeal cookies, and I stamped on this one in a couple places. Teriyaki chicken and rice casserole. And then right here, this flips up for writing, and then down this way for writing. So you got two different places to write on that. I kept all of the threads and just bowed it, so whoever gets the journal, they can decide if they want to cut it off, leave a bow, add dangles, whatever their choice might be for that. There is the only spatula that was in that pack. It was very disappointing, and so I put it on this one. This is just a cutout from one of the images of the page, and I just glued it onto the flip. Cuts of lamb. There's another recipe page. And like the Charm Studio ones, and that's Charm Studio also, they fit with this Polka Art kit really well. This we did together. Let's pull that out. And it just unfolds. Now this gives you lots of writing space in a little area. These are especially good when you get a journal that doesn't have a lot of its own writing space, so you can make these, decorate them, and they can be writing areas in your journal when you don't have a lot. I do this all the time. You know, if there's a big space between writing areas, I can make one of these and throw it in there, and you can just clip them on and then move on. This can go anywhere in the journal. It doesn't have to stay here, because I remember I was talking about how they were the same print. Well, I had this print extra, so that's why both journals have this. It says made with love there, but they're very convenient to have. Allows a lot of writing space in a little area. Got a recipe card on the back of that. This recipe page here comes with the Polka Art Studio one. You can see they're lined up here and stuff across the top. Days of the week, really cute. Side tuck here. Baked pasta primavera. This is one of those little cutouts in the cookbook. If you remember the hands across the sea and then the meaning of chala that I put in each of the journals, they look like this. They got this curvy line around it. Well, I just cut out the word so they weren't too big for the clusters, but this one I just backed it and saved it. This is Experiment with Cheese. I thought that would be cute on there. Okay, we're into the second signature, which is breads, muffins, biscuits, and rolls. So I try to keep stuff, bread, muffins, biscuits, and rolls. Like here's dinner rolls, brown and serve rolls, golden croissants, caraway puffs. Here is a dangle here, which I connected with a brad. You can always tape that up if you would like. But it's a gold brad in there, and it just says eat, drink, and be merry. Fabric from the cover. Thought that was really cute. And then I punched at the, well, I punched at the top, and then actually the whole card. Not punched, stamped. I stamped all of it. But then I covered it up. Here is a conversion chart for each of these: sugar, flour, butter, brown sugar, cocoa, honey and syrup, icing, sugar, baking powder, and salt. And it just gives you cups, ounces, and grams. I thought that was really helpful tidbit to have in here. The recipe card. Lots of, oh, we skipped a page. There's another one of the list. Lots of writing for journaling or recipes. Pumpernickel batter bread. I can remember how my mom loved pumpernickel bread. She absolutely loved it. She adored it. And rye bread. She liked rye bread too. Hot cross buns. Belly band here. Caraway bun. Look how pretty those rolls are. Fruit desserts. We got a cake with some fruits on top. More writing. Here's the next one. We got a spoon. Here's Hands Across the Sea cluster, which I thought was really cute. Here is banana nut muffins. I thought it went well with this background. Book of Unusual, I think that's recipes. Cute. There's a couple more recipe cards with that style. We put a fabric trim on this one. Fabric ruffle. I thought it matched well with this page. Could have made this a tuck right here. I like the method pages because a lot of them, instead of directions, a lot of recipes will say method. And that's just how you put it together. So you could have, or you could use it as journaling, or you could use it for a special method that you have to make for something. But I thought it was pretty cool. I think there's a couple of method pages in here. Then we're into the third one. Cakes, pies, sweet bakes. We got a little gold knife, which I really wasn't happy with those. You guys probably can't even see that one. I can't even get it to... I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, oops. And then we're over here. Here we've got an altered paper clip. Used my cluster, put a backing on it with some gingham. And this really pretty sari silk I had. This one's got a design on it. In this belly band, we got special food terms. So there's different food terms on here and their meaning. And then the back is talking about cooking on a grill and cooking on a rotisserie. Oh yeah, there's another method page. Beehive buns, those are really cute. And a belly band there. Fruit pies, apple pie, 9-inch, 10-inch sticker. Happiness is a big kitchen. Love that. Again, I used part of my snippet roll, added this jar. some fabric from the cover. Another recipe card there. And you can even play on some of these pages yourself. You know, if you want to maybe put writing page there or, you know, attach something else. Tahitian fruit cup. It says lick the bowl. Corner tuck, I used another scrap from the cookbook. Coconut cream pie, that looks yummy. I don't eat a lot of sweets, but I do like coconut cream pie and banana cream pie. This one says stir, bake, repeat. With the cluster there. This page is the one that gives you all the herbs and the spices that you can use on different things like bread, beef, lamb, poultry, fish. A helpful chart there. If you're a seasoned cook, you don't need it. Nice big corner tuck here, and chocolate glazed eclairs. Look at how yummy those are. I love donuts. We don't get them very often, but man, they are so good. There's another one of those lists. This one says measure with love, and this is an altered paper clip. These also can be moved to different pages. If you have a page that you would like to stick something, can't find my paper clip. Yeah, you can slide stuff under them. You can put them wherever you want. Another knife, that's a silver one. Trying to keep in frame. I keep shifting the book. I thought this one was interesting. It's like a ledger page, and you can write on that even. Almond cream twist, those look delicious too. Orange beets and beets and sour cream. Ugh. And some herbs in a jar on a sticker. I did discover that the cookbook was in 1972. I finally found that page that I was missing. Shrimp cocktail, it says down here. Another recipe card in there. Isn't she beautiful? A refrigerator. I don't know of anybody that has a refrigerator like that. Guacamole. I want to make some guacamole. Spoon. And then right here, I just did this little flip. Just a little flip. You can write some stuff, and then it's also a little tiny pocket, and I made these little tickets. Just stamped on them and used my little punch and made tickets. And then in this came out of the cookbook. This is a section on cookies, the first page. It says tips for cookie makers. You got some gingerbread boys, the recipe for that. This really pretty image here. I thought that would be fun to put. Each of the journals has one. The other one, I don't remember what that one was, but this one was cookies for this. We'll take a look at it. There's another method page. This one says seasoned. Again, my snippet roll, and then I added a sticker on there of a jar of preserves. Some cheese balls. Oh yeah, this was the appetizer section. And I couldn't find, there was no appetizers in that box of recipes, so we got soufflés for this one. Down here it says cheese for the fruit tray. Oh, we got lots of extra pages in there. And then a couple more recipe cards back here. My stamp. Yep, and so there is that one. Like I said, 176 pages, I believe. There's 4 signatures. I think there's 11 pages in each signature, so that would equate up to 176 pages. And now for this one, which is probably my favorite because of it laying flat. And something else I didn't explain, it can lay flat because as you turn your pages, the cover, right here, you see the cover, goes, let's go a little further so you can see, well, not there, but it goes in between, you see, it goes in between, look at this cover, not this cover, it goes in between the signatures. See right there too? So it can lay completely flat. That's the reason why it can lay flat. Okay, and like I said, everything's pretty much the same. We just got some different pockets. The front and the backs are the same, but some of the other pockets are different. Some of the charms are different, like we got a fork here on this one. And then, of course, the recipe cards are different. So we're just going to do a quick, and all of these clusters are different. See, so we're just going to do a quick skim through here. See, here's this one that opens up there and there. Where was that other one? There was another one too, right? Oh yeah, the belly band right here that opens up. And this one's golden nugget casserole, kid friendly. There's that one with, it's the full page that opens. Another cluster there. Contents 8 ounces, price 50 cents, and that is the altered paper clip. I think they both have, this one might have 3 altered paper clips. But also this one has less pockets on the regular pages because you got to watch, like I said, you can only go the width of your spine on these before you start getting the gator mouth. So these connecting pages in this one each have a pocket. And then there are some pockets on the other pages. This one says 75 years. There's the meaning of chala on that one. And then this one's on a different spot, the dango, but it has a different brad as well. So as you can see, it's almost identical. This is probably my favorite cluster that I did. This one is an altered paper clip right here. You can just add so much to it. So that one turned out really cute. Here's this one. This one is ingredients, hints to help you. So this one is all ingredients. And the other side is equipment, the correct choices. Farmhouse, did some stamping on that one. So as you can see, it is the same. This one has a different corner pocket here. I thought that turned out really cute. Here is this one that flips out. And then here are the tickets for the little pocket. And again, it's in a different spot than it was in the other journal. Recipe card. The kitchen is the heart of the home. Very cute. And then on this one, this was on eggs and cheese. The other one was cookies. So we open this up. And we got egg facts. And then it talks about French omelets. And then there's the image on the back. All about eggs. Oops. I just thought those were a nice addition to the journal. Yeah, so there's that one. And like I said, it's pretty much all the same. Sorry, I don't have that much time to be able to do a complete flip through of this one. But yeah, those are the cookbook journals. Now, by end of day, they'll be in the shop. And if you are interested in either one of these, then just email me and I won't put it in the shop at all. But yeah, by end of day, they will both be in the shop. It was so much fun to make these. I just really enjoyed myself. Um, it's fun because, you know, you've got like an old vintage book and you can use the pages and stuff. So anyway, I thank you guys so much. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts were on these, or which one's your favorite. But that's all I have for you today. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.